Welcome to today's 15 minutes exercise. Today was a freaking wild one. I had to drive an hour round trip to get a support beam for the engine in the Volvo while I dropped the subframe, and that was because they didn't have it in stock at my Harbor Freight, and so I had to drive an hour round trip to the next closest one. So I spent 80 bucks on that, and then I also spent $100 on a new floor jack because I wanted two of them to drop the subframe onto. So it was an expensive day, but I got back. I did get the old rack out and the new rack in place, but it was like almost 100 degrees out today and I was just freaking exhausted. I could barely bring myself to even get it into place. So I did what I thought was the smart thing at the time and just went inside. Though I also am lifting the car again, and so I'm waiting upon parts for that, and so I can't really put it all the way back together until I have those parts. So it's a bit of a multifaceted issue, and I think I'm going to be cutting it much closer than I'd like to be on this lift for the road trip that I need to go on. It's gonna be a crazy one. I'm so nervous about whether I'm going to be able to get this thing back together. I think with the two jacks I might be able to make it happen. It's just so tight behind the engine where the power steering rack is. Yes, you have to drop the subframe to get to the power steering rack. And I'm just taking, the way I'm lifting the car now is by with subframe spacers. So doing a body lift. So I can then do a more of a lift. You know how it works. You do a body lift so it's better on the CV axles. But that involves dropping the subframe, and so while I have the subframe partially dropped for the power steering, I figured might as well put the spacers in there and do the rest of the lift. Though I am waiting on parts because I'm going to get the XC90 CV axles. Oh, and fun story, I didn't know you could get a front wheel drive XC90, and so I pulled the CV axle out of one in the junkyard, but it was off of a front wheel drive model, so that's really inconvenient. The difference is the ones on the front wheel drive model are longer because they go straight through the spot where the transfer case would be on an all-wheel drive model. So I've had to order up a all-wheel drive one, so it cost me about $300 in parts for that. This lift is about 10 times more expensive than the first 2 inches. I guess that's how it goes though, isn't it? That's all I got for you today. I'll see you again tomorrow, and again on Friday for the video where I try my fancy code scanner on all my vehicles, Volvo included, and actually fix some things. Bye-bye.